Welcome to part 23 of the 2023 NFL Draft and Review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the 2023 Green Bay Packers class. And my initial impression of this, first of all, is thanks, Jets, for handing them over this amount of picks. This is going to be a bit of a slog, even for somebody like me that likes talking about football. So, in essence, I kind of have to see this the same way I saw the Vikings class. They're picking like a team that's got a lot more than they do, that doesn't have the questions they do. They are going to have a new quarterback for the first time in years. You know, the offense has kind of been floundering because they don't really have a top-grade wide receiver anymore. And under their, number one guy, there's pretty much nothing. So I would have said that maybe the first two or three selections, I should have done more and take one wide receiver. So you had perfect position to get any receiver you wanted here. You went for Lucas Van Ness. Now, I'm not saying Van Ness is a bad selection. I haven't seen him yet, but I really think the Packers could have done a little more to address their offense instead of just throwing a lot of random picks at the wall. So, we'll see how this goes. This could, just by sheer volume of picks, come out looking a lot better than what I expected. So, we start with defensive end Lucas Van Ness. Wikipedia there says that they're going to play him at outside linebacker, but I'm not sure because they do seem to have two good offensive outside linebackers, and they seem to not really have a for sure second starter at defensive end. So we'll kind of see what's going on there, because this stat line to me kind of says keep him on the D line at defensive end. So, 19 tackles for loss, 13 sacks over 2 seasons. That's tolerable defensive end production, I would say. So I'd say keep him there, but we'll see.
Iowa has always been well coached. Now we do the little
That's interior.
It may take time to get there.
Play a bit of both, apparently.
This time is Lucas Van Ness. First sack this year after 7 as a freshman last year. And on 3rd and 5, Van Ness wraps up Illingworth.
Simon will stay in the air. Simon trying to tuck and run, and he is tripped up down low. Lucas Van Ness, a stud.
They go back to Brock. Well, he had 77 rushing yards before that play, but that was going backwards. Lucas Van Ness.
First team stud.
Yeah, he had the couple of blocks on the punts, and here he gets in for a 1-yard loss.
Stroud, 5 receivers set. Stroud looking. Stroud in trouble, and Stroud taken down. Lucas Van Ness.
Should have thrown
Great
it.
coverage in the secondary by Iowa. That's a loss of 1.
Well, they're going to get away with a lot of contact here. Watch Benson.
Down goes Mertz. Coming in was Lucas Van Ness. He led the team with 5.5 sacks, gets its first on the day. That's going to be a loss of 8.
Van Ness, one of those rotation guys, also can play end. This time he's coming from the inside and a big punch move.
3rd and goal. They put Tracy in motion. O'Connell in trouble. And he goes down!
Yeah, this is one of those times I think Wikipedia is wrong. I don't think this guy's going to end up playing outside linebacker. I would definitely favor defensive end here, because you've got guys that can rush the quarterback at the outside linebacker position. It makes no sense for this guy to be on the bench behind them. So, put him on the field, defensive end. Letting him go against what is probably going to be largely single blockers should, be pretty good for him. So, I Wouldn't say this is a fantastic piece. They're not really getting a defensive cornerstone here, I think, but they're getting a good piece to keep that defense in at least a good position to compensate for an offense that's probably still going to be limping this year. So the next selection is tight end Luke Musgrave. Now, I do believe that they lost Robert Tonyan, so this is automatically a pretty good replacement selection, actually taking care of a need for once, but that stat line's very disappointing for a second-round tight end. This guy is either a fantastic blocker or they're taking a flyer out on what he could be, because this suggests a lot of injuries, but that really, I think, doesn't help the case, because why take an injury-prone player in the second round? But we'll take a look, and maybe this will make a little more sense on seeing it.
A bit of a shot over the middle, and a difficult kick.
Let's complete to Musgrave.
480 follows up with that.
Spins out of bounds inside the 5.
Again, using the play action. Now he's got Musgrave down near the 30 of. So a throw, and Musgrave is open. Well, there's Luke Musgrave.
And watch the fake, turn his eyes to the defense. Boom, no problem. That is timing, anticipation.
Here we go. Hold on, I'm watching. Wow. Now there's the tight end. Second time.
39. They need 2. Rollout. Fires. Pass complete. Had to watch out for Musgrave.
Wide delay. They block, get the defender's eyes in the backfield. And then
on the rollout, looking for Musgrave towards the back of the end zone. Touchdown!
And he goes down the block, and he gets lost in that line of scrimmage. All he does is just run a wheel route. Quarterback is rolling out right, where here comes Musgrave going to the left, and that's just a dive.
Nolan fires over the middle, and it's complete. Luke Musgrave.
Head downfield and finding a big tight.
Back to pass. Fires, has some time. He's got a man.
I'm not sure about this pick. It's hard for me to judge considering what we saw over here. 6 games, 10 games, 12 games. None of those are, that's not a full season ever, basically. And, well, he seems to have a pretty good depth of target here. Low touchdowns, low yardage, but that comes back to this. But at the same time, you see what I'm kind of getting at. I don't trust this guy to be healthy. The production is all over the place. I just don't know what to think of this pick. It just doesn't seem like the safety valve, reliable tight end that a young quarterback like Jordan Love is a good thing for a quarterback like that to have. So I'm just confused on this pick. I don't understand it being second round, really. So we'll see when we get down to the other tight end they picked. Hopefully that'll look a little more consistent. So next up is wide receiver Jayden Reed. And this is the sort of pick that I think they probably should have led with. This team needs a top-end wide receiving threat. Oh my, what the hell? Okay, second round for that. What? Somebody make it make sense, because I'm struggling. I'm just baffled. This is not the stat line I tend to see of a second-round wide receiver. I know this wasn't a wide receiver-heavy class, but fuck. Okay, so I would safely say, based on that, this guy's probably not the answer.
Back shoulder fade, caught, touchdown.
Maybe a good option, but don't know about the answer.
They keep him one-on-one against J.K. Johnson. The back shoulder, what an adjustment. Play fake, Lombardi. And it's another big
minutes to go. Michigan State trying to get a little closer. Thorne.
First win that he picked up and a little trickeration to get things going.
Well, there's the classic Big Ten defensive breakdown touchdown.
On the defense, everyone in Spartan Stadium bit on Kenneth Walker being handed the football the entire country.
Oh, here's another one.
To Reed, outstanding route, taking the defender to the post. Phenomenal.
The second quarter. They've got a third down and 5 from the 15 of Northwestern to the end zone. Caught.
Spread the field and they go to the slot wide receiver. And look at the perfect ball.
Motion man. He's got it out of the backfield. Following his blockers.
In this offense, the tight end came in motion there. Another play fake. And Thorne will throw this time to the opposite.
2 minutes.
Lombardi to the corner to Reed for the touchdown.
It's a nice throw. Good job of going up and getting it.
Makes some sense because they're a little bit bigger, I feel like.
I don't think you're right on any of those. As Thorne throws downfield. Up around the line of scrimmage, but you see him dropping back in coverage again, not rushing the passer, and plenty of time for Thorne. He connects with Jaden Reed.
Stop the run.
2nd and 16. Deep shot down the middle. On target. For Reed, complete.
Stroud over the top. And look at this beautiful deep ball. See how he throws it to the ground.
The play action. Thorne wide open. Reed inside the 15. Stutter steps down the sideline. Touchdown.
Yeah, I don't see this as the sort of player that fixes the Packers' receiver problems, but I could see him offering some pretty good value as like a slot guy, because there's not a lot of competition for spots here. Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson are pretty much the only, threats on this team that are established, and they're not that good so far, so Reed's got a shot of being the number one, but I think it's more like a Jamison Crowder with the Jets sort of thing. A slot guy who's obviously the best wide receiver on the team, but one of those things that just not really a game changer. The defenses could elect to ignore him if they want to, but I don't know. So, next up we have Tucker Kraft, and this is an FCS school, so I won't be able to pull stats on that. So, we're just gonna go, well, I can check, man, sometimes, nope. Sometimes the stat line is available in the Wikipedia page, but not usually for FCS guys, so here we go.
Puts him in a tough spot.
3rd and 17 from the 23. Oladokun screen over the middle. Tucker Kraft makes the catch. 20 between the hashes, inside the 15, inside the 10, rumbling to the 5, diving over the goal line. A sensational catch and run. Touchdown, Jackrabbits.
See 4 receivers for Oladokun. Goes far side. Jump ball. And it's caught and made by the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And a touchdown for South Dakota State.
8-game winning streak, losing the season opener at Iowa. Just barely, and then
Gronowski, a little pressure, got rid of it to Kraft. Bounces away from the tacklers. Lowers his shoulder and just bulldozes his way for a first down. And that's why he's going to get drafted.
And we've been waiting on a big play by Tucker Kraft.
Tights, Hines right, Kraft left. Johnson behind Oladokun. A fake to him, a one-step drop. Oladokun throws to the left pylon, and making the grab into the end zone is the tight end. That is Tucker Kraft. Touchdown, Jackrabbits.
Quick throw this time on first down. Hines still going inside the 40, crashing down to the 32-yard line. Tucker Kraft on another grab, and that is 4 catches already for Kraft. And he picked up about 20 yards after the catch.
This is the down and distance the Jackrabbits want to stay out of.
Dump off. What a catch by Kraft in traffic. And look at the big man go. Inside the 20. First down, Jackrabbits.
Gronowski looking to throw, has his man in stride. Tucker Kraft, big guy, tough to tackle, still on his feet at the 20-yard line. Benny Sapp finally brings him down, but Tucker.
Yeah, take a quick look at height here again. 6'5", 259. Okay, so that does fit what I was kind of seeing there. He seemed to have more of the stature of a blocking tight end, but seems to have some value in the passing game, so I won't say that he beats Musgrave, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Packers bringing them both out. Just to, you know, have the two tight ends set. You can run through it, you can throw to either one, and just see if they can use them effectively. So, not bad, but not really a great pick either. So, next we get to the slog of day 3, and I'm going to say it right now. If you have this many picks on day 3, you better do something with it. And from what I've seen of the Packers roster, they didn't really do much with it, so expect me to not like most of this. So, first up we have defensive end Colby Wooden out of Auburn. I would say that this is obviously a backup selection, pretty much no matter what, because they picked Lucas Van Ness. They have a first rounder from last year at the position as well, and obviously one of the other spots is filled by Kenny Clark. So this is one of those picks that if he does emerge somewhere, it's probably not going to be with the Packers. And this pretty well fits the same mold that Lucas Van Ness did, gain a lot of business in stopping the run, limited utility in pass rushing. So sometimes you gotta find which tab it is, because 13 picks, and Jesus Christ.
Nelson eludes pressure, needs to get to the 49. Not gonna happen.
They got more points, 27 than they.
Nelson, pressure, gets away for the moment, and is going to.
Kane again, met in the backfield, quick penetration by Cole.
And he does. That time Scruggs pulled again, but underestimated the suddenness of.
They fake it to him, end around, early touch for Dotson. Tigers give chase, nowhere to run for Penn State.
Has checked into the backfield for the Spartans. And Colby Wooden. Cook under duress, sacked. Back to the 14.
Colby Wooden, he just gets right past the offensive lineman and right after the quarterback.
3rd and 11. And they get to him. Brought down.
Just beautifully done as Leota's working high. And Wooden does a great job.
But he said this wasn't worth it. Had to assess things and think about it.
And he's taken down for a sack here. Down. And the 22, quick toss. There's the read. Yep.
One time's Bowers in motion. They give it to Edwards. Not much there. Looking to his right, and he is snuffed out. What a great job by the defense.
Yeah, I stand by what I said here. This is a pretty quality backup selection. Sometimes, yeah, obviously the backups are not particularly well selected, but this looks like pretty solid pick to just pad out the depth of this team. Next we get a kinda, okay, maybe not that random considering who the other quarterbacks on this team are, Alex McGough and Danny Etling, so Sean Clifford makes a little more sense now. Obviously, he's the backup quarterback. You know, even if Jordan Love sucks, Jordan Love's probably going to get the next 2 years to prove if he can do this or not. And if not, then the Packers will most likely elect to just go ahead and replace him afterwards. So this is just another sensible backup pick. Not bad stats. If he can manage to do this, if he has to play at all, then he's done his job. So we'll now come over here and take a little look.
The pump fake is what does it, at least in part. They got him to bite on it. Nice job of resetting his feet and delivering the ball to the strike. Look there, the double move, man. He just had him sold. Just goes right past him.
Sideline warning.
J.K. Sherrill didn't have a chance once he just committed to the double move. Timmy, you could have made that catch and run.
Going into the game, Lovey wanted the Friday night game, and Franklin didn't. That might flip after.
Clifford, he's got an arm, showing it off. Making the catch down at the 1 is Mac Hippenhammer. On 3rd and 12, a 54-yard complete.
It's been that Penn State defense that has really been the story of the game. Clifford hit as he throws for the end zone. Oh boy, wide open, KJ.
Well, that was a wobbly ball, but it got there pretty much perfectly.
He scrambles and steps up in the pocket. KJ Hamler.
Inside of 2 minutes in the second quarter. Going for the end zone, Hamler. Yep, second of the game.
Putting his face in there, blocking and straining on blocks for his teammates. It's good stuff.
Off the play fake. Clifford all kinds of time, and he's going deep for Hamler. Hamler adjusted and hauled it in.
Correlation between these two coaches. East Stroudsburg State is where it began for James. Now at Penn State, lofting it deep. In the end zone, touchdown, Jahan Dotson. Nittany Lions, the true freshman from IMG Academy. Play fake, over the middle, Freiermuth, touchdown.
Not before a significant game at that middle linebacker spot.
I'm starting to realize just how much I've seen of Sean Clifford before, because I've seen KJ Hamler in college, Jahan Dotson, Pat Freiermuth. I've actually seen a lot of this guy before, so.
Clifford keeps it. He's got nimble feet. Yes, he does. Look out. 4-5 speed.
See, that's what I like to see. Quarterbacks that can run, but know how to throw the ball. It's way more valuable than just running.
Oh, they go to Freiermuth. Beautiful fake. Pat Freiermuth is in there. Touchdown.
One sheet of Bounty versus one sheet of the ordinary brand. One sheet of Bounty is two.
Clear it out for you. He comes across the formation, the zone read underneath, and it's almost like a run-pass option scenario. He catches it behind the line of scrimmage, gets upfield. Everybody on the line does their job. Yeah, if you're looking Washington, you better make sure you tackle that guy before he gets ahead of steam.
Plenty of time for Clifford. Looking long. Hamler wide open.
If he'd gotten that in stride, that would have been a touchdown.
That it was important for him to communicate his role and his readiness to the team, so they would have confidence, because those were big shoes that he's stepping into.
Off the pump fake, and it's a beauty. It's
that's in stride. Touchdown. See the difference?
Sean Clifford puts that ball up in the air and throws it exactly where it needed to be, on time, right between the arms of Dotson.
I kind of like this selection. This is one of those quarterbacks that I have a feeling that we might see him, every so often. The quarterback, gets a cramp, has to come out for a play, maybe twists an ankle, misses 2 or 3 weeks. I think through Clifford's career, we might see him in that capacity, and I think that he's one of those ones, sort of like maybe like a Nick Mullins, C.J. Beathard sort of backup, that if you've got to start him long term, you might run into some problems, but in short little sample sizes, he could do, just enough to get you by before the starter comes back. So, this is another quality depth selection. And, but also one of those ones that we'll probably see quite a few different jerseys as time goes on. So, next we come up to the second wide receiver that the Packers picked in this class, Dontavion Wicks. And this one makes a little bit more sense to me. Same thing with the injuries as Musgrave. But 1,200, 9 touchdowns, that's not bad. But that is a substantial drop-off in average yardage per catch on the next season. So that might have been a fluky season. So I'll come over here and take a look, but I don't expect much here.
4 receivers on the set to the end zone. 11th play of the drive into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
Quick reach. They certainly have.
2nd and 17. Armstrong goes deep over the middle. We've seen a lot of college football. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this.
It's the ball sitting on his back.
It's just hanging out in the air.
Up in the air.
And he found nonetheless.
Okay, that's
7 on first down.
Great play for him to catch that, but that's more down to luck and a bad defender than anything.
Get a first down to the 2, going for the touchdown, and they get it. Wicks, his 2nd touchdown.
You have a whole different package out of here, and this is a pass set.
As a receiver, that's Wicks. Makes the catch.
Out as well. Wicks in motion. Armstrong winds up. He finds Wicks again, trying to cut back inside. Got backfield.
So far, not
Armstrong
too impressed here.
The
The one play was pretty funny to see, but nah, this is a receiver-starved team taking a flyer, hoping to get something in the late round, but I don't really think they got anything there, so we'll move along to the 3rd defensive end they selected in this class, Carl Brooks from Bowling Green. Don't see a lot of guys coming out of Bowling Green most of the time, so damn. If he can do that in the NFL, people will regret not taking him. 46 tackles for loss, 27.5 sacks over 5 years. That's not unimpressive. 163 tackles with it. There's an interception in there. Not too many fumbles recovered. Kind of hope a guy playing on the defensive line would be closer to getting the ball when, running back or quarterback coughs it up.
Need to pick up 11. McKinney in trouble. 6th sack of the game.
Sitting right in front of his face. How about you come with Bowling Green?
Richardson jammed up in the middle. Ball is loose. It is picked up. And here comes Bowling Green, Demetrius Hardiman. He will go. Touchdown.
You're going to see on the left side of your screen here. Oh, it's going to be the defensive end comes in and Hardiman scoops it up. Great job by the defense.
From Alabama, 2nd down. Duggan time in the pocket, surveys the field. Now he's got to spin away from pressure, and now he's going down.
Quarterback here. Speed option. Rodgers. Does he get out of the end zone? No!
Safety.
That's a safety. Carl Brooks. Playing Spires.
Nod to the edge. And Armani Rogers here in Ohio, they try to attack the edge. Safety.
That's why I don't agree with running in your own end zone.
Costly mistake.
Puts it literally where only Carrier could catch it.
Pocket. Oh, man. That is in the midst of most every significant play defensively for Bowling Green.
He is so
in trouble.
Irons, pocket collapsing. Nowhere to go but down on the ground. A huge...
Difficult for Akron's offense.
This drive started out promising, now taking way too much time. Irons trying to uncork one, but he's brought down again.
And he's not allowing DJ Irons to do anything that he wants. He steps up in the pocket. He's trying to find someone to throw it to, but...
Yeah, just take off and run on plays like that, but... Overall, I kind of like this selection, and I think that this is going to take a bit of coaching up if he ever, develops to the NFL game. But if they can get him to a point where they can confidently put him on the field, Brooks might be one of those late-round guys that turned some heads in a couple of seasons. So I'd keep that as a stash him in the back of your mind sort of player, and just remember, what I said if he pops up. So, next we have a kicker, Anders Carlson from Auburn. I'm going to go down here just to check and see what they got here. Okay, so it looks like presently Carlson's the only kicker on the roster, so as far as I'm concerned right now, he's the intended starting place kicker for the Packers. So, we'll go over here and take a look at his stat line. One thing I do really wish this website had was a yearly long thing, or an overall career long, because that would help give me a bit better of an idea of what kind of, distance these guys can get. But overall, I don't really like the accuracy number I see here. 71%. That is absolutely tragic. And first year he missed 10, then 7 again, 5. Overall, this guy looks like he's going to miss at least 3 or 4 kicks a year. And that's on a, let's see here, 17 to 25 kick ratio there. So that suggests Auburn's not kicking very much because they'd probably prefer to punt. And that's not something that inspires a lot of confidence in me.
So they will set up camp for a 44-yard attempt here for Anders Carlson.
44 yards.
He's at 20 of 22 last year.
Oh, boy.
How about it?
39 yards out. Carlson will get this one. Auburn leads by 3.
From the far hash. Kick is on the way, and he is feeling it. He is almost automatic. This one will sail through the uprights from 46 yards. Ooh, and it just sneaks in. And it is through the uprights. 15 in a row now for Andre. Kick is on the way, and it is good. And for Carlson, he is now at 55 field goals in his career. He has been a workhorse.
I don't know about that one. That looked like they were largely cherry picking from his 3rd season, because he was anything but automatic the other 4 years. So I don't know about this one. Green Bay might have some problems. But then again, it's very early on. Oftentimes I've seen guys get drafted a kicker, only guy on the team before training camp, preseason starts. By the start of regular season, they're not even on the team. Some veteran kicker is, and they're the guy for that team. So not even a guarantee that this guy's going to make the team right now. So we'll see what goes on there. Next up, we have cornerback Carrington Valentine, and obviously this is I don't really even need to say it's a backup selection. Everybody knows that. The Packers have good corners. So this is mostly just seeing what maybe a potential special teams guy can do. Yeah, 1 interception, 16 pass deflections. Hands are probably trash. Tackle number is a bit high that season for this position, but we'll still give him a chance.
This is Juju McDowell. That's what he was called by Brad White, his defensive coordinator. That's a big man right there. And also J.J. Weaver, who's now the lineup back in the game there.
They're going for it. Richardson, incomplete.
I mean, just off the charts good there. As you see Valentine.
Good job contesting that, but there was a clear handful of the jersey there. Can't do that in the NFL, because that's the sort of habit that starts drifting into penalty range.
Incomplete. No flags. Great coverage by
Yeah,
Carrington
no flags on that one. The offensive
opportunities you have
receiver
to take a shot.
ran
This
him
is
over there.
Valentine down the field. He gets his head turned around. This is good coverage.
Yeah, that probably should have been offensive pass interference.
They'll try it again. Those two guys are battling, and it's taken away.
That was 1 interception.
Valentine with the interception.
Okay.
once that ball is chipped up, it's your football. I mean, just a nice job of just competing. Same route. I mean, it's just a back shoulder throw from your quarterback, and does a nice job of being physical at the line of scrimmage. Valentine does it.
He's happy for him. He'd be much happier if he quit catching it against his team. Collision there. Lost it up in the air, and that one is batted around. Boy, Davis and Skinner.
Dave, you take a back look at it. He's open. Skinner is open. Valentine bit on the double move, but I don't think your quarterback saw it at all. And at the end, they kind of hit each other. It was a double move. Skinner was open. Valentine, he's going in.
Brought a different floor, and that brought pressure indeed, and a flag on the play.
Yeah, no, this is... I would definitely consider this a special teams at best sort of player. Just not a lot of value actually playing on defense. Next we come to, even for a 7th rounder, this is a tiny bit odd. A running back, Lee Nichols III. Now you got A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, so yeah, I'm not really sure what the idea here is, other than just kind of flushing the 7th round picks down the drain, as a lot of teams tend to do, which is weird considering Brock Purdy's a thing now. But yeah, this is just 7th round receiver stats, 1 good season, not enough value as a receiver to really justify being selected. So this is, I would say, kind of the cut fodder sort of player.
There are memories in this fan base, and they have this guy, Lou Nichols, who run
to be tested on the perimeter like Central Michigan has tonight.
Nichols gets in, touchdown. Lays over the Central Michigan left guard right now as Nichols.
You notice how many of these highlights are against defenses that are good, but know they don't have to take Central Michigan seriously.
He's got space in a first down. Lou Nichols, 1st and goal coming up. The last 57 home non-conference games for LSU. Straight ahead run, and Central Michigan with another big play. This is Lou Nichols III out of Cass Tech. Richardson gives it. There's sweet Lou Nichols III running over Broncos, and he's got a first half. They start the 2-minute drill with a handoff to Nichols, and Nichols has nothing but turf in front of him. Lou Nichols inside the 20.
And some fun highlights to watch, but not really a player it's going to matter, so move along quickly to safety Anthony Johnson. Obviously, another backup selection, because the Packers defense is good enough that they don't really need the help. Oh boy, there's 2 Anthony Johnsons. Let's see which one I need here. Iowa State. Okay. That is a pretty bad tackle number for a guy that's going to be playing safety, but it does list DB, so that probably means that they're moving him around, and that's kind of what happens. But 2 interceptions to 28 pass deflections. My God. This just kind of screams Hail Mary specialist.
Quarterback keeper for Martinez, quickly wrapped up by Anthony Johnson.
Yeah, I would definitely say another special teamers, Hail Mary specialist. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So, just going to move along to the final player, Grant Dubus. Hope that's his name anyways. Yeah, this is another one that's basically just pretty much a nothing burger. Just another take the flyer out, see if you might get something. Don't expect much.
Moving quickly, Reynolds taking a shot to DuBose in the end zone. Touchdown.
You can see it here. Grant DuBose, there's the, well, you can't see it, but I guess they're saying he's back in.
Not the best quarterback, I'll say that much.
10 for the 20-yard line. Reynolds. Oh my goodness, what a catch by Dubois!
Yeah, like I said, just taking a flyer, see if they can get something out of pretty much nothing, but that is going to do it for this draft class. It's another kind of middling one. There's more, I would say, backup depth here than anything else. It's basically just a lot of guys in case starters get injured or otherwise put out of the picture for a minute or two. Lukas Van Ness is pretty much the closest thing I would say to being a outright starter for this class, so I'm going to put this down at about a C-. You've got some quality depth, but that's about it. So that's going to do it for today's video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell to see when I upload next. Follow me on Twitter if you like, and I'll see you tomorrow for the Chicago Bears.